Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Neuro, and I wanted to go through a couple of the new Stormgate units, taking a deep dive, that is, fully zoomed in, seeing what these units are and what they do. The worker unit, the basic, goes and gets resources. As you can see, Exhibit A, the imp that you can hear here, so take it. You see that? They say that. They also occasionally will say boba tea time. And I was like, Frost Giant, did you actually put a unit in the game that says boba tea time? Because that's just super based. They do actually say that. Let's see if we can get it. Listen for it. They're saying boba tea time. I don't know if I can get him to say it. Let's see it. When you tell them to build something, they say this. Oops. Okay, that's not the line. Can we get them to say it? They can also mine this resource, which is neutral. You cannot control this. Amber, what's it called? This is called Therium. Therium. So the imp can mine. This is called heckin' luminite. Look at this, it's all bright. Luminite, like luminous, lightness, or whatever. There's light radiating off of this rock. That's why it's called luminite. That's how you can remember it. Luminite lights up. Therium lays on the ground. I haven't thought of a cheeky way to remember Therium, but it's the other one. It's basically Vespine gas, but now it's a silver rock instead of a green gas. For StarCraft people, these are the minerals, and this is the gas, TLDR. So this guy can mine this. Whenever they mine Therium, they bring back 5 at a time, plus 5 green, gray rocks. And whenever they bring back the luminite, that's plus 4 luminite, which is like an icon that looks like this. So the imp can mine luminite, which you need, and Therium, which you also need, probably. And they can do one thing that I didn't really know about for the first several mini games that I was playing. These guys can attack trees. I actually got owned by an Infernal in a 1v1 Infernal versus Infernal because the other Infernal player just broke through some trees to take a close expand. And then they got a base set up earlier than I did, because these guys can break trees in 2 hits. Trees. StarCraft gamers are like, what? What is that? This is a tree. And trees exist on the map, but are vulnerable to certain kinds of damage. Now, one situation of note here is that army units cannot kill trees. He cannot figure this out. You might say, man, you've got a huge cleaver there. That would be great. Super great for killing trees. He can't. That's just one of the fundamentals of Stormgate. He cannot walk through trees because he is too large, and he cannot chop down trees. But the worker units can. So this imp can destroy trees. All right, now, there's one other thing. There's one other thing that we can showcase here, which is the imp's ability to flame on. We need a ritual chamber for this. It's a very fancy tech structure. Let's get a bunch of this stuff. Guys, I know luminite's really cool, but gray rocks are even cooler. Let's get a whole bunch of this. You can put 12 workers on this crap too. This is different from StarCraft 2 where you were limited at 3 workers per Vespine geyser. In Stormgate, you can actually be like, guys, let's get a burst of gas or Therium. I've got heckin' 230 here. Look at our income from this. And they're all able to find a spot to mine it, which means they're all actively doing work. We could even send more at this, to be honest. 18 workers at this. And now our Therium resource, obviously our luminite income goes away, but we've got a huge burst of this income, I think. Yeah, look at this. Pretty cool. So in a sense, you can kind of mine these more or less evenly, probably. There is some travel time loss because this is pretty far. But imps can mine the stuff. They can break trees down. And then once we get a ritual chamber up, can I get one of these? Okay, we can afford this now. Okay. You make imps kind of like a charged up warp gate effect, where the shrine charges up instances of how many imps you can spawn, and whenever you have one ready, you see this A, we have one available. Watch how fast he comes out. It's in like a second and a half, 2 seconds, whatever that is. It's pretty quick, so you don't see the full construction bar of the imp. It's mostly getting banked up by this counter here, so we have one. And then it's charging up into allowing us to make our second imp, which we can then make 2 of them really zippy, really quick. This does give you a little bit of wiggle room if you lose some uptime. You don't actually start to get punished until you cap out. So we have 2 here, and the charge is still going up. We're still getting more imp value that we can cash in on later. So we have 2, it's charging up, you can see this. It's 0.5 seconds under train time, thank you. We should go over the stats here. Okay, look, it's 3. 3 imps, and we can make no imps further of value that get banked up. So you get 3 in the queue, and then after that you do get punished from a lack of uptime on this structure at least. I haven't really figured out all the macro mechanics of should you make these constantly. My theory is the answer will probably end up being yes, you should probably spam imps, because imps get consumed when you make structures. So let's build a supply depot. Meat farm. Overlord. It's called the meat farm in this game for the Infernals. And that worker is gone. So if you look at our supply, we have 27 supply right now. We build a meat farm. We have 26 supply. So this is the same as the Zerg building structures with drones. As a drone makes an extractor and is consumed in the process, so too are the imps consumed in the process of making a structure. So we learned that we have 3 of them that we can queue up, or sorry, bank up, and then cash in on later. There is a ritual chamber upgrade called Flame On. Allows imps to use the Flame On ability. Let's just research this and then see what happens. And then just kind of going through the stat profile here, the imps can gain up to a 20 white health bar and 80 green health, or just regular health, I guess. So 100 total health if they're on Shroud. If people don't know, whenever Infernal units step off of Shroud, their white health bar usually goes down, but maybe it doesn't for imps. That's cool. 80 health on them. They do have an attack, it's called Claw, deals 8 damage, 0.1 range, so as short of a range as you can get, I guess. Attack speed is 1.5 and it targets ground. They have no armor, their movement speed is 3.5. Can we get a reference movement speed? The Brute has a movement speed of 3.8. So they're a little bit slower than Brutes, but not by much. Cool. 3.5 move speed. So their attack damage isn't crazy. Obviously this is the worker, so it's not really meant to be spammed as an army unit. You would make something else. Usually Brutes, because they're the Luminite only dump for Infernals. You can just spam these guys out. If you need to bank gas or Therium, then you can use these Brutes to spam those out. Yeah, the imps are pretty cool here. We should have our Flame On upgrade. Looks like we have it. Okay. This shortens their lifespan to 4 seconds. It increases their movement speed, and it enables it to explode into enemies at the cost of its health. Okay, let's just see what this does. Okay, we use it. It doesn't cast it on all of them at once. Wow, okay, that's something they can do. Just as a note, I guess that would be technically a way to all in if you're an Infernal player and you've got a whole bunch of workers and you actually want to end the game and just bring everything you've got, you could flame on and send all the imps in. Or just use them if you ever oversaturate. So say you're spamming imps, right? And you've got, instead of 13 of 12, you've got like 18 of 12, say in a macro game. You can just box click some of them and then maybe flame on, run by, and blow up a base. That seems pretty cool. So Infernals have the imp. Very cute, very cool unit. Listen for the boba tea time. It's very funny. Did you hear that? He just said it. That's proof. Okay. I'm glad we got some proof live here for you. But it's a very cute unit. Obviously easy to make into a plushie or other merchandise, so that's very business savvy of them to make the imps cute. Always good to check that box off and have some cute things in the game. The imp is probably the cutest unit in the game so far. There is also a dog, but for anyone like myself who's a Zerg main, this is like the Zerg-ish. Very cute plushie potential guy. The Brute, probably less of a plushie, you know, like generic large two-headed ogre, but then it has an extra ugly face. Not really going to be winning the cute contest here. The imp definitely coming out ahead there. But hope you enjoyed this breakdown. I'm excited about this worker unit. I think this faction is playing out very fun. The imp obviously is probably the best unit they have so far. Let me know what you think in the comments.